This is exactly how I plaster my walls to save money as a DIY renovator. If you want to give this a go yourself, then save this video. Today we're skimming a solid wall, which is different from a plasterboarded wall. The first step here is to blue grit the wall. You just paint it on with a brush. It seals the wall, and the grit also provides a surface that helps the plaster stick to it. Next up, these are the things that you're going to need. A bag of thistle multi-finish, you're going to need at least 2 buckets, and definitely a source of water. If this is your first time plastering, I would definitely get your hands on some extra time sachets. I'm not going to use them this time because this wall is quite small for me now, but if you're using it, mix it in with the water first before you add the plaster. Start filling up your bucket with water. To give you an idea, a full 25 kilo bag of multi-finish needs around 11 to 12 litres of water. You can just eyeball it. Get yourself a drill and a paddle attachment and just start mixing. I needed to add a little bit more multi-finish, and this part is really important to get right. Your mixture needs to be good if you want to have a chance of having a good finish. Remember to use your bucket trowel and scrape the edges of the bucket. The last thing you want is a bit of grit in your mixture. This is the consistency I like to work with. I know some people will think that's too wet, but for me, this is what works. Next, it's time to prime your handboard. Using your bucket trowel, scoop a bit of plaster onto your handboard and give it a shake immediately. This is a really important step because it creates a vacuum and stops it from falling off. Position your plastering trowel under the handboard and move the handboard. Watch me again. Don't try and defy gravity and scoop the mixture off the handboard with the trowel. You need to move the handboard upside down and scoop it off smoothly with the trowel. Honestly, just practice this a few times over your bucket before you try and put it on the wall. Now that the handboard is primed, it's time to start putting it on the wall. If you've got any corner beads like I do here on the edge of this chimney breast, fill these out first. This is going to help you later to make the finished wall as flat as possible. Now onto the main section of the wall. If you're right-handed like me, work from left to right. I think you're supposed to start at the top, but honestly, I don't think it really matters. As a beginner, I'd probably encourage you to start at the bottom because it will be less of a mess that way. Try and angle your trowel outwards as you swipe. Think about gravity again. You can't have your trowel at a parallel angle to the wall or everything will just fall off. Remember, this is only the first coat, so your main objective is to get it on the wall. Don't worry at this point if you have any trowel marks because we're going to sort that out in the second coat. Clean out your bucket thoroughly before you mix your second coat. For your second coat, you're going to need roughly half the amount of plaster than you did for your first. As you can see, the second coat is a lot wetter, and that's because this is going to be the finished coat. So it goes on a lot smoother and it gives you a lot more control to play with it and get it smooth. Once your second coat is starting to go off, you then want to trowel it down. And what I mean by this is get rid of any imperfections. So basically, you want to just go over and over and over and get rid of any trowel marks and get everything as flat as possible. It's important to trowel it down in both horizontal and vertical directions. This is what makes your wall flat. This is a bit of a tedious process, but you need to have patience with it and just go over and over and over. Usually about 2 to 3 times. And eventually your wall